there are a number of scenarios involving medical staff, someone who comes and gives you a remote control for a learning program, and if you are dealing with people who no longer can learn new processes for Alzheimer's disease reasons, for instance, how will that person, press a button if the glucose level goes up? This is rather unfeasible. And a lot of the things we do remain at a pilot level. From our point of view, we are evolving. We are shifting from different concepts centered on people as clients and users, but not as people. And we're now shifting away from that. The customer-driven innovation is 30 years old. It's not new at all. It is very nicely explained in the book where the outcome-driven innovation model is described by the author. And after the failure of the first PC by IBM, the author says that the press, the following day, already knew it was going to be a big failure, despite all the market research done. So what did the press resort to know that was going to fail? Well, when in market research people are interviewed about what they need, they are actually conditioned. They're sort of trying to elicit the answer they want to hear. If you were to ask someone, how do you think the future PCs would be like? Well, with an internet connection on the screen. But really, the microwave technology is very useful for people. Because people don't have any time nowadays, and if you use a microwave, you don't have to cook, for instance. But if you ask a person, would you buy a microwave oven that would save you even more time? There are some type of biases sometimes in the questionnaires. Apart from that, this concept brings a new element. Knowledge is no longer locked into an individual organization, as we can see here on this chart. Knowledge could be anywhere, all around. Knowledge is not your personal property that you are to keep in a drawer. If you don't make knowledge, if you don't give it a value, then it loses its potential. So if I cannot, if I can have a patent, I can generate a spin-off, but I will never ever keep it in my drawer, because otherwise it will not bring any further value to the product, and I could therefore make the most of my product that way and get my R&D to be paid off. The innovation model by Sherwood considers that social groups are key in the process. Not only the pores or the openings in the model are business-sided, but also people-sided. From my point of view, social networks will become key to empowering citizens. We are confident this is so. At this moment in time, a number of signals are appearing that seem to tell us something is going to change dramatically. In the United States, there is an example. There are a few examples of banks that funded students and their education. All students all of a sudden agreed to remove their accounts from that bank, and the following day the bank offered them, their best portfolio of services, So that ability to get self-organized as a group is tremendous, is really huge, and the valorizing of knowledge will have to rely on people, not on technicians or experts, as that could well give way to the technical dictatorship, as I call it. Rather, education should be based on people, on individuals. This is just another example of the Hurricane Katrina. Nobody responded. It was really people who exerted pressure on the internet. They generated databases of people who went missing after the disaster, with millions of people getting involved, and the administration failed to do that. In my view, the Wikinomics book, remember, what this book foresees will actually occur if a product does not meet the needs of a user. That user will not remain passive. That user will get organized and really exert pressure. From that viewpoint, we believe living labs will be key, fundamental, but there are a number of elements needed in this respect, such as the CMER system. Deep analysis will be needed of everything that is happening. In a previous presentation, I saw techniques